Yo, what's up? We're here with Boss One. My name is Vic. I'm gonna be doing these interviews today solo. Our boy Goodness is a little busy. That man over here trying to change the world, one amazing step at a time. So I'm here, man. Hey, yo, thank you so much for taking the time, bro. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely,
It's an
bro.
honor to be out here.
Hell yeah. And for those of you watching, as you know, we're going to be doing an interview and then performance will come right after. So be sure to stay tuned. But first and foremost, as an intro, yo, tell us about Boss One. Tell us about yourself.
I well, I'm a Mexican freestyle rapper. I battle rap also. I've been doing it for like 7 years already. But just recently, I started to get into music and work on my projects, like recording songs and stuff. So I've been recording for probably like the past year, but I haven't dropped that much like songs or any type of material. Most of it is coming out this year though. So
Hey,
I'm gonna be having some songs dropping like in the next like 3 months. So hopefully you guys can go and check that out. But yeah, I was born here in Los Angeles, specifically in the San Fernando Valley. I was raised in Mexico though, Oaxaca, Mexico. That's like south of Mexico all the
hey,
way down.
shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the 950. And happy to be here, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm 21 years old right now. So I started around 13 years old, like around there. So I've been,
Almost 10 years, bro.
yeah.
So how did you get into battle rap? Like, what was your intro to battle rap and what kept you doing it?
Um, well, I grew up in a small town actually where rap in general wasn't really popping or anything. Nobody really listened to that type of music. And the people that did listen to it were like, always looked upon as like drug addicts and stuff, like people from the streets. So it's like you would see a kid blazing like any type of hip hop music and you'd be all like, it's probably a low life or something like that.
Mm,
But I remember one time, this was actually on TV. I saw a performance of two MCs battle rapping, and they were battle rapping in Spanish, right? And I was like, that's dope, but how come people are cheering that on? And then when you see people outside listening to like hip hop or rap, they don't cheer it on as much as they do here, right? So I
yeah.
kind of saw it as a positive outlet. So um, I was probably in middle school, almost going into high school by that, like around that time, when I really started to get into it. But I kind of had to work my way up to like starting a freestyle, going to ciphers with a couple of my friends. But basically, most of my influence from battle rap came from that specific show that I watched that one time. And then it was just going to ciphers with friends or in graffiti meetups that we would
Mm.
have to like sketches and do sketches and stuff. We would actually, rap a little bit. And I was one of the first ones that started to. But then I ended up meeting people from other parts that lived like around where I live that could also rap and freestyle. So that's kind of how I got into it, the whole thing.
And it's all part of the same culture too, like you got the graph
Yeah.
culture, the folks who write, graph crews, and it's all like tied into street and urban like culture overall. So that's awesome, man. So
Yeah.
you said you're doing more music stuff right now, separate of like battle rap and freestyling. Tell me more about that and how you kind of ended up doing that.
Yeah. So here in Los Angeles, me and my friends, we kick back at Echo Park. So that's our gathering spot whenever it's time for like freestyle battles and stuff. That's where we have most of our events and that's where we like do our shows and stuff. So we just gather on a spot of the park and start battle rapping and stuff. And one of the guys that started this whole like we call it a battle league. It's
Okay.
it's like a little bit more than 15 people involved and stuff. And the guy that started all his name's Moha Umo. So this guy, he's been moving around like between battle rap and music for a little bit,
Yeah.
and he ended up partnering with a DJ called Solares. So this guy and Moha had this whole like idea of just having freestyle rappers start recording a couple tracks to see if this is something they're interested in. And I used to write, but I wasn't really taking it serious. And basically, Solaris told me, hey, I'm down to record you if you want to. We can go down to the studio, show me what you got, write something down. I'll even shoot you a couple beats if you want, and we can see what we can work out from there, you know.
Yeah.
So we ended up, you know, talking about that, and I went down to the studio, decided to record the song that you guys heard right now. Um, and that's basically how it took off, you know. Like, I started to get a little bit more serious with music from that point on, because I finally saw somebody that saw, like, they saw something in my project with
Mm.
my music that I didn't really see myself.
Yeah,
And it was kind of like, they're like, oh, we like what you're doing, you know. We think we can actually help you take it to another level, which is something I'm always interested in, you know.
definitely.
So Lades was, you know, the guy that really put me on. Him and Moha Uma with guys that really made me want to keep writing.
That's awesome, man. And like the style's a little different, right? So it's like, combining kind of guitar and those type of melodic riffs with like freestyling, but a little bit more, I don't know how you would describe it, like slower kind of pace freestyling in a way. Tell me about 21. Tell me about that song and why you chose to do that song for Shot in the Dark.
So 21 is a song that I worked out basically just, you know, out of I think I was at work when I had the idea of it, and it was just one line. So the line that I thought of was like, in these parts of basically just when you're coming from one of those backgrounds that are like involved with a lot of like violence and stuff, you know, it's like you'll need a 22 to be able to get to 21. So
Mhm.
21 years of age, right? So that
Yeah.
was the line that just popped up to my head. So it's like, you got to be careful the way you're moving, or you're eventually going to need a 22 to get to 21. And
Yeah.
that's kind of not what we want, right? So we just want to like break that out. But it's something you got to like at least highlight so people know like what's the motive behind everything you're trying to say. So it started off by that line. And I told Solaris about this like idea I had about like recording music and stuff, and he said, you know, that's a song that we can do, because I had recorded one previously before that, but that was more like one of those songs you just write because you're like feeling a lot of inspiration in the moment.
Yeah.
And he told me, let's play around with this, you know, let's play around with the concept of not having much but wanting it all at the same time, trying to like, you know, highlight like those rough and violent moments in probably more than one person's life, you know.
Yeah.
So I decided it was a good idea, and I started to write something up. I showed it to him, he liked it, and we ended up going to record it. Now, I think it was like a couple weeks after that, he told me about you guys. He's like, oh, you know, I know some people and they're doing a pretty good job. They have a pretty dope project. And he's like, since you're a little bit more on the lyrical and like boom bap type of vibes, how about we like put you in there, you know, let's see how this works out. And I was like, dope. So we ended up meeting up with you guys, me and other friends and Solaris, and we ended up recording this Shot in the Dark, which I thought it was pretty dope because I had never really rapped on top of a guitar, like, you know, riffs and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
was kind of like other than freestyle though, like I've done it on freestyle, but having to perform a song where you already know the type of flow you have on it, and then you having to adapt that to a beat that's kind of foreign to you, you know, you don't really
Yep.
know what he's gonna drop or anything. So
Yeah.
we decided it was a good song to perform because one, it was recent. We had just recently recorded it, and we thought it would go more like towards my style. My style's always been boom bap, so we
Right.
thought it fit well.
I mean, and it's cool because it's kind of a mix of two worlds, right? Like, and I feel like the more time that passes, the more you're seeing that genres are getting blurred, right?
Mhm.
Genres are getting blurred, and it's not strictly hip hop or rap or indie or rock anymore. It's all kind of just filtering into one another, which I think is
Yeah,
tight, right? I think it's tight as like folks who are native Angelinos and like grew up in G funk and a lot of these like old school hip hop stylings, right? Like, and then also have had such a history of rock and alternative stuff, and being able to see those two mesh together in such a well crafted way. I mean, that's the way I felt after watching your video, man. After listening to 21, my immediate thought was, damn, this is a great way to really combine those worlds, because you got all these little like Latinx like indie kids, right, who are listening to a lot of stuff that comes from 80s music, from early 90s kind of rock and stuff like that, And then they're also like some of our hip hop heads, right? Including myself. So it's like finding that sweet spot. You're really kind of speaking to a group of folks, right? And yourself from Mexico, like you're coming with an entirely different perspective in addition to that, right? Because myself, I'm first gen. I was born here, right? A lot of folks I know, second, third, fourth, fifth gen, right? Been here for a minute. And then in addition to that, you know, huge group of community of folks who, you know, you are the generation who've come here. You know what I'm saying? And the stories that you bring to that are super important and super crucial to tell and to highlight. I love the concept. I love the concept of being able to do that play of words of you might need a 22 to make it a 21, right?
Yeah,
And like you said, I
definitely.
think that that's an important story for people to hear because they can, a lot of people can identify, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's always important to highlight the struggle sometimes, yeah.
Exactly. That's amazing, man. Well, thank you so much, bro, for taking the time, for talking with us. For those people who may not know you, may not follow you, where can they find you? What stuff do you have coming down the pipeline? Let us know what you got coming down.
So you can find me on Instagram. That's where I'm more active. And I've been more active recently and kind of stirred away from any other social media. So it's at Boss MTC. I have all my freestyle material there, my battles, and some upcoming projects that I'll be showing you guys. So if you guys could just follow me there, that'd be great. Also, we have a couple more tracks that we're working with Solares, so you guys can go follow him at Música del Alma Live or Del Alma Live on Instagram. You guys will see all the projects we're working there, and La Liga de la Calle too. So that's at La Liga de la Calle. That's where basically all my friends in battle rap and music are just getting together, you know. So if you guys can follow us right there, perfect. You guys will be informed of anything we do. Like I said, I got a couple more songs dropping in a couple months. Hopefully you guys will like them. I got a couple of topics in there that I just really want to show. So yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. Everyone stay tuned. Be sure to check out this live performance of 21 by Boss One. Scope out all the socials. Keep us posted on stuff you got coming, bro, and we'll be sure to push it on our end, man, for sure.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Cool. Peace.